Item number 4 on the agenda is a public hearing, and this is to receive public input on the city's application for a grant from the Texas Park and Wildlife Department for the development of Oakdale Park.
Mayor, Council, my name is Dennis Sims, and I'm here tonight to make a presentation to you on the status of the grant. And I have a board that I would like to go through to show the elements that we're proposing for Oakdale Park, and then after that we can open it up for the public hearing part and record those. I think it might be better, it's a real good crowd, maybe if I took this and set it up over there so that everyone could see the board. Let's see, figure out how to do this without snapping my finger off.
Just don't bleed on the carpet.
Just don't bleed on the carpet? I told you. What I'll do is I'll briefly run through the elements that, and of course my main purpose here tonight was to be here for the public hearing and of course show the council, you know, and the city what we were doing and proposing for the park, keeping in mind that this kind of goes back to the process that we did in the fall when we updated your park master plan as part of your comprehensive plan. So there's several elements involved in this. You have new parkland over here to the facing of the east. The red line that you see is the abandonment of McAllister, and then of course this is Oakdale Park. And then we need to add this little piece here. My surveyor didn't quite get that down. He thought that was residential property. What we're proposing, this is based on the needs assessment and needs analysis that we did in the comprehensive plan, is we want to put some money into the grant to renovate 4 RV spaces. We want to renovate the pool by putting a slide there when it's time to do that. 2 picnic pavilions, and we would like to remove one of the existing pavilions and replace it with another one. There's been no architectural style that's been done at this point, only from a standpoint that the pavilion would be somewhere in the 30 by 30 foot range. In this grant application, we do not have to detail the final design of this, but we do have to add the elements, and we have to show them on site somewhere. As a matter of fact, the plan is so general that they don't actually, the elements that I'm talking about here don't have to go in the exact spot where they're located. What the state wants to see is that you've got the room to at least put them in there. So this is not the final plan, it's not the final decision to be made. It is, however, a monetary value that will be assigned to these, like for the pavilion. And I won't go through all points of what I'm doing to secure the grant, but I can get a few more points when I replace one of the pavilions that needs to be replaced, just tore down, for the attics are gone and it's not really usable anymore. I can also get points by putting in a new one. So I'm putting in 2 new pavilions. 6 picnic tables. I'm putting in 2 park benches. There would be a small playground that would go basically back into the area where the old playground was. A sand volleyball court, a multiple purpose court, which is a small court that would have basketball goals on each end. Not a full-size basketball court, but a smaller type court. And those basically are going to be the items that are going to go in here. The big item, and one of the things that you can receive points on that I will talk to you about, and again this is a conceptual line, is the state will award you points because if you're able to connect park to parks. So what I would like to do here is I'm going to get some points for connecting to this new park. This does not have to be the final outline of the trail that we apply for. As a matter of fact, this particular loop is about 3/4 of the way long. I will probably, and I can actually cut that back some and still receive my grant funds. But eventually, we think it would be nice to have the trail that would go along the outside perimeter that would not interfere with your current RV plans, your master plan that you're doing there. The other thing that we would like to try to do is cross the street, cross the highway here, just like you've done down here, and connect to Big Rocks Park, because if I can get to the overlook for the Biloxi River, I can get points there. So what I'm doing is, based on the comprehensive plan we did, the park master plan, I'm taking these elements and introducing them into this to try to get the maximum amount of money, which is $500,000. If you'll notice, there are no roads, parking lots, renovation of restrooms. Those detract from your grant. These are all recreational amenities. I did speak to the state and described your, what I call, it's not really an amphitheater, but your stage, which I like very much. And they said because that's got 3 walls on it, it's a building. And so this is outdoor recreation, so they're going to consider that a building. So I've left that off of here as part of the match. My understanding is that you have approximately $1 million for development. I realize there's a lot that's going to go into that. But some of these items, I'm striving to get the $500,000, and some of these items, well, I think we'll be able to get just about all those in there with that $500,000 we're talking about, plus the RV spaces. There is one item I would like to ask for you to consider, and when we had our public hearings and we were talking about the park master plan for the city, we talked about trails. Because trails always is one of the higher uses. And in the Biloxi River there, you've got concrete trails, which is absolutely appropriate and should be there. Sometimes in settings like this, we use another material, decomposed granite. They're softer, they're easier to walk on. I can actually get points for that because that's a recycled material. And I wanted to present that option to you tonight to see if that would be, if you would want to go in that direction. I don't mind using those decomposed granites again in these self-contained trails. They are a little bit more maintenance-wise because of the way they're laid. They're not as durable as concrete, but there's not that much maintenance to them. And it gives you a different texture, softer walking surface, I think, for an environment like this. Because I could see people when this is complete and they're parking RVs, strolling on this in the evenings. So are your citizens, I think. So, Mayor, that's basically the presentation. This is a public hearing to receive comments, and then afterwards I can answer any questions now or then, however you decide.
Thank you. Do I have any comments?
The decomposed granite, is that in a gravel form?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's real finely granulated. It's kind of a reddish color. The most economical for transport to here is the reddish color. If you've ever been to Town Lake in Austin, you've seen those. Same thing.
I think it would be nice in there, since we're trying to keep the atmosphere as an old park, not a new park. It would add to the feel of it.
And again, I've positioned this, it's plain and simple. It's grantmanship, and it's playing the grant game to try to get the $500,000.
That's what we want.
How much of that is budgeted in the pool area?
Not much, only about $75,000 to $100,000, because I have to take all of these items and make them into a tabular summary to show them what we're spending it on. That could be, the slide. Those vary from $10,000 to $200,000. It all depends on what you want. The point is, I'm not calling that specific piece out. I am probably going to allow $50,000 or $75,000 for it.